Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. I'm excited for this one today. We are going to talk about the best meta players you should be using on FIFA 23 that pro players are using. Are you fed up of getting out teamed on FIFA? Want that God squad that you've always dreamed of? Check out MMO EXP and use code ZEL at checkout for a 5% discount. Okay, so we're starting with the fullbacks. We're going left backs. Now, with these, we are being quite picky. When we're talking about the best meta players that pro players are using, we are not necessarily just talking about the absolute best every time, because a lot of the time the best icons, so say like Zambrotta might be the best. We are going to talk about them, but generally speaking, with pro players teams, it depends on how much money they put on the game, of course, but a lot of the time their teams are built about only using one icon. So I've still put some of the best icons in here, because some pros have better teams to use in rivals, but for the actual pro tournament, they use one icon in their team, generally speaking, so it makes them a bit more picky. So they're generally using other players. So this video is going to have a lot of great meta players that I think you guys could use in your team that could help improve you, but at the same time, they're going to be ones that pros recommend, pros use. I see them using them in rivals all the time, using them in tournaments. So you know these guys are tried and tested, because top pro FIFA players would not be using them otherwise. João Cancelo, very, very good left back. Maybe a little off the curve now, but he's got great chemistry. That's another thing you have to consider with the best meta players in terms of fitting them in your team. You need chemistry. If players don't get good chemistry, like Gareth Bale's card, for example, would be a decent winger. Maybe not top level, but he'd be a decent winger, but his chemistry is really bad. Hopefully we get an end of era card that's just juiced to the moon for Bale during Team of the Year. So we here have Cancelo, great on the ball, good links. Theo Hernandez, potentially everyone's favourite, I would say, right now. Rapid, great links to Tomori, who we'll talk about later in the video. Very good physically, good on the ball. 3-star, 3-star's not great, but for a fullback, it doesn't tend to matter. Capdevila, I don't think he really stands up to some of the newer fullbacks released in the month or so after him, but a lot of pros love him, tried and tested. And obviously the chemistry being a hero is really useful. Mendy, I think on paper this Mendy's probably the best fullback now with the 5-star, 4-star. Compared to Theo Hernandez, the cards are pretty similar, other than the weak foot and skill moves, which is enough to put him above him for me. Right backs, Kyle Walker, a FIFA favourite for a long time. Even on this card that's a bit juiced, he's still not the best on the ball, but he's rapid, great at defending, insane physical. That's what people love with Kyle Walker. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Really, really good card. I don't think pros have had a lot of time to use him yet, but I know a lot of pros really like the look of this card. He might not get into their tournament teams because he's a 90+ card, and pros tend to only be able to use 3 cards at once. But in rivals, I think a lot will use him and really like him. Very good card across the board. Zambrotta, for the pros who are using like juiced up teams and rivals that can have icons as well. Zambrotta's probably the best out and out right back in the game right now, I would say. It's pretty tight though. And he can play left back as well if you want. Diogo Dalot, really good card. I'm just going to go let my dog out. Type dog in the video if you've heard me. Okay, there we go. We let the dog out. I'll leave that in for you boys. Like I say, type dog in the comments if you was watching it that bit. Makes me know that you guys are paying attention. Diogo Dalot, one of my favourite fullbacks in the game. I'm using him right now. Really good, crazy all-round card and good links. Hakimi, PSG, very good to have PSG links in this game. French League's good as well. And as you can see, there tends to be a consistent theme with these top meta players, especially for fullbacks. Pace, good on the ball, good physical, good defending. And then we're at centre-backs. Virgil van Dijk, what a hero. He's got the pace, he's massive, insane defending, great physical, good links, pro players love him. Koulibaly, bit worse than that Virgil, mostly I'd say because of the height, but a great card in itself. Lucio, I think pretty much everyone's favourite centre-back this year, I would say. I think in general, he's probably the best centre-back, maybe Prime Maldini, but Lucio is just a ridiculous card that I don't think I've really heard anyone say much bad about. Romero, I've seen some pros fit him in because he's under 90. He's a little slow, but 5-star, 5-star. Whilst the skill moves is there or thereabouts irrelevant, the weak foot's nice for playing out the back. He's good on the ball. He's got elite defending physical, so he's a very good card. Rudiger, very good cheaper option with lots of pace, Real Madrid links. And then Tomori and Varane. Tomori is probably my favourite centre-back I've used this year. I prefer him to Lucio, but a lot of pros prefer Lucio. I think Tomori is much better value as well. You have to bear in mind when you're buying these players, like, who do you want in terms of value. I think Tomori is great, insane pace, great links. And then Varane, my other centre-back I'm using at the moment, both really, really good cards. I prefer Tomori a bit more, but they're both amazing. And then for keepers, keepers are very simple. Tall, good stats, and who fits your chemistry. So we've got Van der Sar, Courtois, Neuer, Donnarumma. Mainan, I don't think is as good as the rest, but he has good stats. And simply put, he has very good links, being French. AC Milan have players like Tomori, Tonali, Theo Hernandez. But I like these guys. If one of these fits your chemistry, I would say the best is probably Van der Sar, if you've got a ridiculously juiced God squad with a lot of coins. And then I'd go Courtois next. All great cards. Let's go look at the midfielders. Okay, here we are with the midfielders. For this, we're going to be looking at CDMs, centre mid, players who are going to play in those roles, generally speaking. I don't really care about the other midfielders who play attacking roles. This is just purely this bit about my CDMs and centre mids. Valverde, rapid, really good defending, really good physical stats. He's an absolute beast in general, an amazing card, and he's got the chemistry links. The thing as well for midfielders, you tend to have a few types. You have the creative one who's going to be your attacking one. You have all-round ones, which in my opinion are the best for the last few years on FIFA. Or your really defensive-minded ones, so someone like Vieira. This Enzo Fernandez, if people did him, he's a great midfielder. Bit hard with the links though. Dirk Kuyt, he's not like at the top end, but he's very good at a cheaper end for people who want better budget teams. Pedri, again, at the cheaper end, a lot of these ones are going to be, but he's a really good all-round card in general. 5-star, 4-star, very good on the ball, but he's a bit lightweight compared to some of the others. Goretzka, beast all-round. I saw quite a few pros fit him into their teams. Just has a bit of everything, really. If he'd have gone far in the World Cup, that card could have been really, really good. Yaya Toure, I think he's one of the most overrated, overpriced players in the game, but he is very good. He's just crazy for the price, in my opinion, in terms of not good enough for the price. But if you like Yaya Toure, he's still one of the top midfielders. I just think you can get better bang for your buck. Hullet, mid or prime. Some pros still use Hullet. Most pros are going to be using Prime R9 in tournaments because Prime R9 they got a free loan for. But a lot of pros will still be using a Hullet in the rival system because Hullet is always pretty much up there for the best midfielder, if not the best. Absolute beast in general. Jude Bellingham, really good. Again, has a bit of everything. 4-star, 4-star, decent height. Vieira, I don't think many pros are ever going to use him in tournaments, but in rivals, a lot of them really like him. I'm going this one over the prime because a lot of people grinded to get this one for free because it helped them put more budget into the rest of the team. De Jong, not always the most popular, but a very good card, especially as the defensive mind midfielder, but someone who can still pass and create. Tony Kroos, absolute beast. I don't think lots of pros were using him, but quite a few did use him in rivals and tried him out. If you did this card, very good value, especially when you consider the 5-star, 5-star. Benzema, I saw him using a lot of the pro tournaments in the last few weeks. Really cracked card. 5-star, 4-star, tall. Doesn't really have a major weakness anywhere, to be honest. Centre mid who can do a bit of everything, which is what you want. Kevin De Bruyne, a bit slow, but has everything else. Even his defending ain't bad, especially when you consider the physical stats with it. 5-star weak foot, one of the best creative players in the game with that passing, good on the ball, can shoot. And then, in my opinion, my favourite midfielder, I would prefer him. Like, if I got to pick one that I had to use in my team for the rest of the year, Prime Hullet or Zidane. I prefer Zidane because I really like how good he is on the ball and going forward. But in general, a lot of people aren't necessarily going to put him in their pro tournament teams. But in terms of best meta midfielders, it's probably him and Hullet. Let's go look at the attackers to finish the video off. Okay, we have Vinny Jr. here to start us off. Vinny Jr. is an absolute beast. one of the best fast wingers in the game. He was really overpriced during the Path to Glory promo. I think people really expected him to go far and potentially win the World Cup, but didn't happen in the end, I guess, for Brazil, but it's still a great card. Ribery, at the cheaper end, for people who really want a top 5-star player, Ribery's great. French, Serie A. Di Maria, one of the best, not one of the, he is the best value SBC we've had all year. One of the best I've probably ever seen in FIFA for when he came out. 5-star, 4-star. Fairly decent links being Argentinian, Serie A, and Juve. Absolute beast in general. Rapid, really good shot. Great passing, which isn't something you see a lot for players who have the rest of it. Insane on the ball. Pretty decent physical for the rest of the card, and he was around 100k. Neymar, now he's a staple in pro teams for years. One of the best players every year. He just has his own animations. He's ridiculous on the ball. Rapid, really good shot. His shot's got nerfed a bit this year, but he's still more than fine, especially when you add the 5-star. It's beautiful. Neymar didn't feel that good at the start of the year, but then they did some patches, and he seemed to get really good again. Rafael Leao. This card's really good. 5-star, 4-star. You're not really going to see many pros using any player that doesn't have 5-star skills. Do you need to use 5-star skills to be a great FIFA player? No and yes. At a top level, if you can't execute 5-star skills, it's really going to hurt you. But can you get to like 17, 18 wins in Weekend League, Elite Division without using 5-star skills? Most definitely. Fundamentals are more important. But 5-star skills makes you a lot more unpredictable and will really help you. Cristiano Ronaldo, bit slow, but he's still got that aerial threat, an elite finisher, so a lot of pros still like him. Jairzinho, I've seen different versions of him used, but a lot of pros love him as their favourite right winger this year, or Ram, depending on what formation they're using. You can use any version of Jairzinho. He's definitely the best icon we got this year. And Nkunku, he's under the attackers, but he's more a midfielder. Nkunku, though, can play anywhere. This Nkunku is probably in the top 3 midfielders with Hullet and Zidane, in my opinion. An absolutely cracked card that gets into pretty much any team in the game. Eusebio, for pros who aren't as bothered about 5-star skills, not many, but some, they'll love Eusebio in the team. He's up there for best player in the game when you don't include skills, but I would include skills, of course, like I just said. But this Eusebio is insane. About as good as it gets, pace, shooting, and on the ball. Mbappe, the best right winger in the game. I don't think there's any doubt about that, really. 99 pace, literally 99 above. Great shot, insane on the ball, good physical, 5-star, 4-star. He can go up front as well, but I think his best position is Ram or on the wing. Messi, as a cam or a left winger, now he's got a bit more pace. He's the best player in the game that I've used on the ball. I've not used this version. I used his 94 Team of the Tournament. Not Team of the Tournament. This is Team of the Tournament. His Champions League live card. He's insane, though. Really special on the ball. Great passing. Clinical. He's just a little slow, but he doesn't even feel that lightweight, to be honest. Johan Cruyff, 5-star, 5-star. Rapid. When you put 100 on, he's nearly 99 pace. Amazing on the ball. You can use some of his cheaper versions as well to save coins, but Johan Cruyff, lots of pros love him because he's 5-star, 5-star. And then the one that they're all using because of the loan, Prime R9. But a lot of these other players they're using in Rivals, which is how they build the team because they only have the loan of R9. And he's very expensive. But this is the best player in the game. I don't really think I even need to explain it. 5-star, 5-star, all the rest. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I appreciate the support as always. Appreciate you guys watching my content. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.